Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage, all got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom what the truth is, with our hearts uncovered. Boy, detox from all of the lies you smothered. What I'm trying could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah, peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal, breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe, so down me we know. Sometimes we
pulling us twisted, I'm not even caring, because as I seen the mind is too barren, they won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing, what you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen, don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Hey. Yeah. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap that can lead you astray. Sneering this shit through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt or disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather running, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather running, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
it's on, you tell the truth.
Peace, peace. This is the People's Podcast, where the ears that will listen and where your opinion matters. Today, we're exploring a topic most people never talk about: how food can become our love language, filling emptiness and giving us comfort in ways words cannot. Whether it's a midnight snack, a family recipe, or baking for someone you love, food has power beyond taste. Let's dig into why we eat, what it fills, and how we honor our needs without losing ourselves. And I apologize, Moon Tortoise, I muted you. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Moon Tortoise here. This episode is about emotional hunger and not physical hunger. The flavor of affection, when eating fills the void, explores how food becomes a stand-in for love, for comfort, safety, and connection when those needs go unmet elsewhere. At its core, it's about how food turns into a love language and affection is inconsistent, and grief, stress, or abandonment uses eating, cooking, or sharing meals to fill the void. The difference between nourishing yourself and trying to fill an emotional gap. How many people learn early that food equals comfort, reward, or closeness? Recognizing emotional hunger without shame and learning healthier ways to meet those needs. It isn't about diet, culture, or self-control. It's about understanding why food feels like love and what it's really trying to replace. The episode invites listeners to reflect, not to judge. And welcome, everybody. And Curly May.
Hello.
Okay, so this question is the first question. He was supposed to read that, and that's okay. We want listeners to answer this. We want them to think. When did food start becoming more than just a nourishment for you? And then we're welcoming
And we're going to introduce.
Pearl. Huh? What'd you say, Moon Tortoise?
Oh no, I thought she said Pearly May. I wasn't sure if we were just going with that as her name for the day. And I didn't have that question. It just didn't come up for me, which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It was part of the rest of that stuff. So, Pearly May, you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, hello. Actually, my name is Mary Pearl, and I have had people calling me Pearly May for a long time, so here and there. So I thought I'd jump on with it again. Let me see. I'm over 70 years old. I have had sought jobs in service. I worked for 211. The last 6 years of my working career, I worked for 211, answering the phones, helping people find referrals that they need to get the assistance that they need. Before that, I took a little time off because I was caring for my mom, who was 94 years old, and she was living in our house for a little bit, and then she passed. That's when I went to 211. And prior to that, I was 12 years working as Christian service in a Catholic church, where I learned a lot of interesting things.
So what's 211?
211 is if anywhere in the country and several places in the world, if you just dial 211, if you need assistance with where do I go to get help with the utility bill? Where do I go to get help with an addiction? Where do I go to, just any nonprofit and services in the area will usually be on 211, and they can refer them to you then. What is the number for animal control? We have that. So rather than looking so that's what we're there for, just to help people find a connection for their needs.
Okay, I like
That's
that.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you asked that, because I don't think a lot of people actually do know about it, and it was a service I ended up having to utilizing in times of need. So I was really happy it was there.
And when there are floods or tornadoes or anything of that, 211 gets all the. Usually, the 211 in the area will get all the connection information and get it out to people. I work with 211 from St. Clair County northeast of the state, and so there was a flood a couple of times. There was snowstorms a couple of times, and that got rough. And then COVID was another whole. I got PTSD from COVID because so many people needed help and would call, and some you could help, some you couldn't, some you couldn't give any referrals, or if you would, you weren't going to get an answer, But I always told them ahead of time, I'm going to give you this number because this is the only one I got to give you. But still, it was a great service.
So what is your relationship with this subject that we're talking about, food?
Okay, well, in October of 22, I joined a program called Bright Line Eating. It's an online program for weight loss, and lo and behold, to me, it turned into much more than that. I've been getting emails from them, and I finally answered one because it said I could join for a month for free. So I did. I just jumped right in and started this program, which is food control. Because one of the big sayings for it is, you come for the vanity and stay for the sanity. So I came on board to help to try to lose some weight, and I can tell you more about that if you want, but that's where that's where I am now, as I'm in maintenance in that program. I'm still in the program. It'll probably be a lifelong program because I'm a sugar and flour addict,
Okay.
which I never connected the two as weight gain and being a sugar and flour addict. And so then that helped me bring that connection together, and it's worked for me so well.
It's a wonderful program from what I've seen from it. You've showed me. There's stuff in there that anyone could look at and take in and gain insight from. This is a real wonderful program from what I've seen, Mary. And it's awesome.
And that's a common thing for people to be addicted to because they put stuff into it that your body like holds on to, and it feeds off the same endorphins in your brain as if it was drugs. To be honest
Exactly.
with you.
Gives you that dopamine hit,
Mm-hmm.
That's I grew up in a bakery. I mean, connected to my house was a bakery, and you could eat whatever you wanted, whenever pretty much. I mean, but there was plenty of donuts and bread and cookies, and I never got tired of it. Never, all those years.
No.
But what I've learned that I am a grazer, and if let's say if I were to make a cake, I would go and eat like a little piece of it, and then I'd walk through the room and I'd grab another little piece of it, and that kind of thing. And so that's the way I was eating and gaining. In fact, I would probably eat a meal before I had a meal. If that makes any sense to you, just from grazing and picking and so I had a lot of lessons to learn.
So do you think that food can replace emotional connections?
Oh yeah. It can bury it. Mm-hmm.
So it may highlight a lack of it.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So do you want to explain that a little more? Why do you feel that it can do that?
Because it gives you those dopamine hits,
Okay.
and so it keeps you on the like uplifting. When you get those dopamine hits, you're uplifted. And so when you start feeling going down, you take another hit of processed food or sugar or whatever, and there you're feeling good again. Even having a drink, drinking alcohol or drinking Cokes, or anything sugar loaded.
Pop's a big one with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My father was high addicted to pop until pretty much till the day he passed away. Yeah.
Okay.
Those convenient foods are not really good for you, to be honest
not
with
at
you.
all. Mm-mm.
If you could open the bag and grab and eat out of it, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, it's killing you.
Right.
And
We
people don't
relate.
realize that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I agree with you 100%. I was gonna say we relate heavily to the addiction thing on a myriad of different spectrums, and we all got our own little different vices. Like
Mhm.
you grew up in a bakery. My parents owned a store, and I ended up growing up next to a liquor store, and you're not gonna believe what happened. It's the same thing,
Mhm.
different face, different outcome, different methods, but. So I find the program thing you do so helpful in a lot of ways.
Right. And once I joined, October of 22, and it took me until March of 24 to lose 100 pounds. I released 100 pounds. And so then that's when new work began, because I had to stay in maintenance.
Mm.
And so I had to learn, because when I start and gone through those 15 months, I have regimented food. I write down the night before what I'm going to have the next day, and then I follow that and eat only in exactly what I wrote down. And I actually measure and weigh all my food before I eat it. And I'm saying most times because I'm still not perfect. We call it, you're having a bright day when you eat exactly what you wrote down and only that. but I've had, so I don't always have a bright day. I mean, extra cheese or grab a hot dog, or, I do that every once in a while. I'll just have this craving, but I'll usually end up grabbing a protein rather than delving into kind of sugar or flour. Although Henry caught me once.
No, I wasn't keeping it too personal, but darn it, I have caught you once. So, and I was going to phrase it in the form of a question, but the way you actually structure food is very scientific. It takes time, and it builds patience. It builds trust with yourself, in my opinion, just from what I've seen. And it's really quite something, because it's not, I don't drink. I'm not ever going to drink. That is not in my regimen to do. Food is everywhere.
You got to eat food too.
It's
and
scary.
Say, I'm never going to have food again.
Oh, it's a scary prospect to me being So yeah, please.
So how does your upbringing influence your relationship with food and comfort?
That was my mother's love language. If you came to our house, it was like, what are you going to eat? Here, I got this. If you don't want that, I got this. If you don't want that, I have that. She always had something. She was always feeding you. Whether, no matter who you were. She would go, we lived out in the country of a little town, and she would actually, and behind us was a little valley. And so we had cousins that lived around us, and we, behind our house was this really cool sledding hill. And she would go out there and she'd yoo-hoo these kids in to come in and have a donut. So that's how I grew up, you ate.
You lived at the dealer's house.
So I want to welcome Love Chop. This is our very own Kendall Cobb. I adopted her and I called her Love Chop. Love Chop Buttons. So Kendall, does your upbringing influence your relationship with food and comfort?
I think I would say so, yes, most definitely.
Now, Kendall is in Canada. Now, do they offer what you do, Mary, in Canada?
Oh, yeah, it's all over the world.
So Kendall might be interested in looking into it, because Kendall has a lot of health history issues that she's trying to overcome and get herself in check. So again, could you say the name of what you do, the organization it is?
It's called Bright Line Eating, and Susan Pierce-Thompson is the owner of the business, director of the business. She actually has a PhD in brain neurology. She was a neurological teacher, in college. I'm saying it wrong, but she the study of the brain. She was a professor and did a lot of research work. She herself was an addict. She was a cocaine addict. She was a sex addict. She was an alcohol addict, and then she got sober and started working on her other things and realized that, and started going back to school. She's a brilliant woman.
She covered everybody on our panel. She sure did. So, Kendall, did you get the name of that?
Most definitely. I would definitely look into it, and I'm more intrigued by the information for what's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, say, in fact, Kendall, if you want to join it, you let me know, because I can get you $100 off of the boot camp. They'll say the boot camp is a ridiculous amount, but if you go and watch this mastermind video, then she lowers it like half price, and then I can give you $100 referral. So it's kind of manageable.
So, Moon Tortoise, how does your upbringing influence your relationship with food and comfort?
I'd go as far as say I've always had a weird relationship with food. I don't particularly like cooking. I don't particularly like eating. I don't particularly like eating in front of people. And as I've gotten older, it's not really gotten any easier. My favorite time to really eat is real late at night, and that's usually when I can sit down and digest like information. I listen to like what other podcasts do I do? Trader? No, I listen to all kinds of things we don't talk about. It's beautiful, but or I'm listening to us. But my relationship with food is that it's actually really hard because it is people's love language so much, and even in certain cultures, I am considered incredibly rude for being. I can't even eat certain foods. Like I've learned little techniques. Like I will refill water when I go places, and I'll use it to actually swallow food whole if I don't like it, so I don't upset people in front of them. So eating's always been a huge problem for me. I wish I could just drink most of my meals, which I'm getting a bigger blender so I can blend up more smoothies and protein shakes because that's just easier. It's always been a problem. It's probably related to a lot of traumatic stuff going on when I was a little kid, but yeah, that's always been a rough one for me. I eat really healthy though, and I've replaced a lot of sweets with fruit if I can, and that's been a big change, and it's helped.
For me, my grandma was anybody want a sandwich? Anybody want a sandwich? You guys want a sandwich? Come on in, let's have a sandwich. That was my grandma. And every time we bring somebody over just to grab something, and she was offering food to every single person. So as I got older, I became a pusher. I became a food pusher, and I'd be like, I have kicked, and I'm not exaggerating, I've kicked some of my son's friends out of the house because they wouldn't try the food.
Oh.
I was bad. I was like, take a bite. Take a bite. I'm a very bad, am I not, Moon Tortoise? I'm a very bad food pusher.
I'd have been out of there. It's really lucky that you make like fantastic oatmeals and things with natural ingredients. So I'm more up. But there was a couple times there I'm like, yeah, I tried to eat this turkey hot dog that we got, or it wasn't. It was an organic hot dog, and it tasted like a compost hot dog to me. And I'm like, it was one of the top 10 worst things I've ever eaten. I'm like, I just can't. So, but
It was a it was a carrot hot dog. So yeah. But
it was a carrot hot dog, but no, I like your cooking quite a bit, Badger. It stands the test. She's a good cook. It's good, healthy stuff.
I don't eat meat. So I stopped eating meat. And once I stopped eating meat, I realized that I can do a lot more things with food, and I don't. Eventually, I want to get to the point where I don't even have to cook, though. Not because I'm not a good cook, because I am. Because it's just the fact of that I think that we're supposed to eat natural, living foods, not processed or dead things. And I think we take a lot of preservatives from the food and kill it by cooking it. So that's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, food was a love language of ours. It really was. That's the only time my family all sat together. That's the only time everybody showed up at my grandma's. We all was like for a cookout or something, and get-togethers, and everybody brought food, and everybody was loving, and everybody was nice until the evening, and then most of the cool people left, and then the uncontrolled adults stayed and got uncontrolled. But yeah, go ahead.
No, that's cool with the push. I didn't mean to cut you off, Badger.
Okay.
Did I cut you off? I didn't want to cut you off.
That's okay.
I wanted to make sure, because we're talking about the pushing, that Kendall, I wanted to ask Kendall, what is the big danger food in Canada? Because if I had to go there and there was like poutine everywhere, what is it?
I would say it's the fast foods more than anything. Poutine's like, well, poutine. I'm Northerners, so I call it poutine, but that's just me. Yeah, I would say the fast foods and McDonald's and everything that's really bad right now. Everywhere I go, it's always something fast food. I'm like, no, I don't like that stuff.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say that it's just vast piles of Canadian bacon laying around and it was like a little better, but yeah, that's a bummer. That's even more bummer. The fast food is rough. Let me tell you.
So, can cooking for others be a form of expression of love? And how is it different from eating to soothing yourself? For me, because I'm a giver and because I'm a nurturer and a natural caregiver, I feel better cooking for others because I feel like I've done my part. I've cooked big meals and not even ate because I wasn't hungry by the time I was done cooking. But yet I was grazing too. I'm a huge grazer, and I was grazing during the whole time. And I didn't realize, because I looked at it as I wasn't eating a whole bunch, that I probably did eat a bunch because I was grazing the whole time.
Yeah, that's why I used to say I ate a meal before I ate a meal.
Yeah.
For me, that's healthy. I gotta eat snacks and small like nuts and stuff throughout the day. It's really actually good for me. So the practices that are bad for y'all are actually something I strive for.
So, Mary, can cooking for others be a form or expression of love?
Um, it could be, certainly, but I don't do much of it anymore. I mean, baking, I don't hardly bake at all anymore. I used to bake all the time, because that's what I learned to do. But I don't do it much at all because it's too tempting. So I'm cutting it. It would have been at one point, but I always would share it with them. I mean, I was never one to cook and then walk away from it. No, I just sat down and ate with them after I cooked it. So, but I enjoyed cooking. So that's a good thing.
Kendall, what about cooking? Do you like cooking?
I love cooking, but I'm still learning how to cook actual foods. The fact my mom used to do a lot of catering businesses at one point, especially when we were kids. She was always in the kitchen showing me things, and I used to hate it. I used to hate watching food getting cooked. I'm like, I don't need to watch. I'm fine. You're doing it. Okay, thanks. Bye. But now that I'm older, you tend to appreciate learning how to cook meals for yourself with the adoption of the cost and the budgets, what's affordable, what you can get, especially for the prices for healthy products too. It's expensive, especially in Canada right now. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. So when it comes to learning to cook for yourself, it's a must.
Mm-hmm.
I made something today, and ever since, I don't know, I didn't always feel this way. I have a phobia of chicken. I've always had a phobia of chicken. Like, it's as if somebody walked in with some toxic stuff in my house. I have a bad phobia. I got to bleach everything down afterwards because I'm worried about the cross-contamination of salmonella. It really bothers me. So I put some chicken into a pan today to make some chicken for DDH, and I was like, that's disgusting. Like, it doesn't look appealing. A dead flesh sitting in my pan does not look appealing to me. That stuff, it looks like I'm just part of a carnivore or something. It doesn't look good. So I said all of this to say there's only one state in the United States that bans cannibalism. Did you guys know that?
No.
Idaho is the only state in the United States that bans cannibalism. Every other state allows a certain percentage of human remains in our foods.
You wonder why they had to make a law for that.
Yikes. They now have, there's a Soylent product now, right? Isn't it?
Huh?
Oh my. Oh my.
I did see that today, and it was on the news, and this lady is trying to pass now a law that banned it in every state. She doesn't think that just Idaho should be the only state that bans cannibalism.
They love their potatoes. Those are 100% organic. But check me on this, but aren't there upscale restaurants in some of these big cities that sell you human meats? I say that.
I never heard that.
Yeah. A certain percentage, the FDA approves it.
Wow. I
won't say too much more on this, but it explains a lot of things that you may see these days. Anyway.
I would look into it. Look into it. I promise you. Look into it. I'm not exaggerating with these facts. I just learned it today. Yeah.
That got so dark. On a lighter note, I don't want to.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go back to because this is what I know is back to the program that I'm on.
Okay.
Now that I'm in maintenance, I'm always got to still stick to my, we call them 4 bright lines. There's no sugar, no flour. You eat at certain times of the day, every day. and you only eat what you've written down, weighed and measured.
Okay.
You know, so how do you stay on that and still have to eat some food? You know, you can't walk away from food. And so it's a process of learning. And also we're talking about emotions and all the emotions that now are bubbling to the surface that you can't eat away. So what do you do?
That brings me into my next question.
Okay.
What are some ways to satisfy emotional hunger without relying safely on food?
Do you want me to go?
Yes.
Well, with this program, they've introduced us to internal family systems.
Okay.
And internal family system is a mental health therapist tool that helps you determine what other parts are in your body. You know, like it's in your part of your mind. You have your authentic self, and then you have all these other parts. Or some people have more than others because of, like, when they go through trauma, they might develop a new personality, like a different personality to survive that trauma. And so that personality may stay with them. Like not that I've really had any, I think about what a blessed childhood I had. I had 5 brothers and sisters. I had 3 foster brothers that lived with us for years, you know, and I've never had any trauma, any kind of abuse of any kind. A couple of spankings from my mom, you know, but that was it. But still, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I know. I have a character called, and I named her Slippery Sally. And Slippery Sally, she likes to sneak around, you know, and find extra food, but she doesn't want anybody to catch her. So, you know, if I'm going to the kitchen and my husband's not around, and when I did grab something, I'd grab something, or, you know, that kind of thing. But I always did it when no one was looking. So I'm having to learn to work with that personality to get her to stop being so sneaky, or finding a new way for her to be sneaky that would be positive.
Okay.
So that's just one. I have a few others, but that's my latest find.
I like this method.
What were you going to say, Moon Tortoise?
Oh, I was just going to say I like that method. I wasn't going to say too much, but the personality, the persona thing, it does explain a lot. If you can separate that kind of part of yourself that wants to mess up, that's going to do you wrong. It's almost like the duality on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got a few of those. Some of them are really awful. So I like hearing that.
Yeah, and part of that whole thing is you learn to work with them to find a new way, or talk to them and tell them everything's okay. I know you're coming out and I know you're coming forward, but let's find something else for you to do, or you ask another part, like you have a controller, or that might help with your indulger, you know, type thing. And that, in fact, that's what Slippery Sally, I would call her my indulger.
Yeah, and you got an enforcer to put her place.
To work with her, yeah.
We're complex. We're wonderful creatures. I love our brains.
So there's some common emotions that people eat for. They eat when they're angry. So when you get angry, instead of going to find something to eat to fulfill that and to give those dopamines, you can actually do some helpful things. You can, like, go to the gym, you can go running, you can find out something to start cleaning. You can tackle a very difficult project, because once you take your mind off of the pain that you're feeling and trying to find something else to fill that void, because that's what food done. A lot of addictions became that way. A lot of addictions were to fill a void.
Mm-hmm.
So there's other ways, even if it is something that we're not accustomed to, even if it's something that we weren't raised believing was a way, because, like you said, you lived in a deli, or a bakery, your parents had a bakery, and that's all you knew was those kinds of foods. once you substituted that, what did you like doing after the fact? Once you stopped baking and stuff like that, what did you replace that with?
Well, I noticed that and this was we always like think about what is your why what is your why did you want to do this, why do you want to stay here and work on maintenance and keep your weight down and not go to food for the answer. And my why is movement. I can move so much better because like I said, I'm over 70. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was okay. I'm 5'9". I was 5'11". I could carry all that for a long time until I couldn't. And then when I couldn't carry that anymore, I had to find some way because I was harder to get out of a chair. It was hard, just different things are becoming much more difficult for me. Couldn't walk as very far. And so that's what drove me to do this. And so that's what I'm doing now is movement. One of my favorite things to do is just to walk outside, and I'll go pick up sticks in the yard. I'll go do anything, when I feel like a craving coming on or something like that. And now that it's winter, it's pushing the snow around. I just go out there and start pushing snow around. It's just pretty crazy.
Okay, so Kendall, what do you do to fulfill that of not wanting to eat? What do you go do?
Normally I just go make smoothies, just help fill the void. I go for my walks, I drink my water, I hydrate myself, just keep myself occupied on a good day. Sometimes when I have a hard time reminding myself to eat, I still have to set those reminders to eat. And that's my downfall right there. I'm really bad for not eating. So I'm still learning the process for how to do better for myself and go from there.
No doubt on the reminders, Kendall, for sure.
Yeah, and I've never been one of those that ate when I was upset or anything. I can't do emotional eating. It makes me nauseous. I cannot do that. If I'm feeling some type of way and I've had my mind focused on conflict and resolution and stuff like that, I haven't been able to eat because I'm still tackled on other things. Now, a good thing about me is that I do a lot of smoothies and I do eat healthy foods, and the foods that I do eat contain a lot of protein and natural stuff that I don't have to worry about it. So I'm getting my natural probiotics and whatnot. I mean, a lot of my stuff is herbs and whatnot. So I do get all my proteins in. It's just that I can't eat when I am not regulated. When my emotions aren't regulated, I can't eat. I get nauseous.
Wow. And everything, every emotion I had, I would turn to food. Everyone, happy, sad, mad, whatever. I grab food. That's what my brain wanted. My body didn't say no.
Oh yeah, I'm on the totally opposite. I will not eat. I will not eat to the point where it hurts me, and then I have to make up for it.
So, redirecting your nervous system. That's basically what it is, right? We're redirecting our nervous system because we saw food for comfort. We saw food to fulfill that void and those endorphins and whatnot that it gives us, those dopamine. So now we have to rewrite our brain and redirect our nervous system and find another way and a productive thing to do. How about when you're stressed? A lot of people do a cycling of stress eating. Have you noticed that?
I noticed that I'll have cravings, but I don't go to the food for the answer anymore.
Good.
But I did, and again, before everything went to food. And one of the things I've learned too is that I believe I've never been diagnosed, but I believe I have ADD, and so I keep myself going and busy all the time. But I think so that I could slow myself down, I used to grab food to help slow myself down and settle down and take a break. So I used food for that for a long time.
So Excitement and enthusiasm, celebration and joy can be triggers to eat. Yet they also can bring a surge of energy that can be channeled into a creative pursuit of something else, like take on a subject or a topic or something or a task, and have different forms of social connection. I was following this guy, and he was a bigger guy, and he's lost a lot of weight. He meets his friends at a coffee shop, and they're buying those coffees, and they're buying the cookies and the cakes that come with the coffees and whatnot. And he takes his protein shake with him because he likes an iced coffee. So he'll take his protein shake with him, get one of the iced coffees that has the less calories, dump his protein shake in it, and take a protein bar with him because he still wants to enjoy the social activities with his friends, but doesn't want to seem like he's outcasting himself. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
go ahead.
I mean, myself, that's one of the big topics discussed. Like this Bright Line on Eating, we have a Facebook post that we can go to. There's different social groups that you're encouraged to join because being supportive and getting support is going to help you stay on your program. So, and that's one of the things people who are worried about is when they go out to eat. I mean, when I go out to eat, I take a serving of Triscuits with me for grain because now I can eat grain. I'll take 6 ounces of cut up cold vegetables. This all fits in my purse, and I'll take some dried dried beans. I'm trying to think what they're called. This escapes me now, but they're made out of hummus is made out of them.
Okay. Oh,
yeah, those. And so that's my emergency. If I don't have what I need to eat at the restaurant, I will substitute with. Oh, and I'll put a fruit in there too because I eat a fruit. I eat a lot of food. You would not believe how much food I eat.
Piles.
Chickpeas.
Chickpeas, you're right. And and Kendall said hummus is my go-to favorite food with veggies. Hummus is fantastic. But you wouldn't believe what Mary eats. It's wild. You don't stop eating.
I eat 3 times a day. Yes, I do. I only eat 3 times a day. But I'm always fixing something.
I can sit and eat a whole watermelon, one of the big ones, a whole watermelon. But yet you stop and think about how much really is that in food intake. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's
it may
not even
look like, no, it's 75% of it is water. So you look at it and you see that you are eating this huge watermelon and you're thinking, man, I'm eating the whole thing by myself. Like if anybody else wants one, they need to get their own. If it has black seeds in it, I got it. It's the whole thing all me all day long. And that's a good form of being able to eat a whole bunch of something without it attacking you, unless you have problems with your sugar and whatnot, because fruit really has the highest form of sugar. The natural sugars are higher for a lot of people. So I'm not suggesting that you go do that if you have problems with your insulin intake in your pancreas. Please do not go eat that as supplement, because fruit has a higher form of sugar than any processed sugar they put in certain things.
But the part about fruit, though, you don't blend it, you eat it whole. And so by eating it whole, it takes it longer to go from your stomach to your brain to hit the dopamine where you want more than you need.
Yeah.
So that's a big piece of it too. Is that don't blend your fruit because then it can go down. That's why you don't eat flour, because flour goes quickly through your body and up to your brain. And so I eat whole grains. In fact, I just made this big 12-cup thing of a black wild rice, and I'll freeze it in my little sections and have it ready to eat when I need it.
Smart.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Well, so you are putting the people who make little plastic containers their kids through school for sure.
Well, now I'm using glass containers, or I'll bought a bunch of glass containers.
You
Good
are
job.
very nice.
I'm glad too, because of the plastic, because most of the foods that you do want to eat will pull the chemicals out from the plastic into your foods, because people don't realize that foods are polars. A lot of certain foods, healthy foods, herbs and whatnot, are polars. Now, hummus is a good go-to, but you want to make your own compared to buying hummus at the store because of the products they put into it, because they put that stuff so it lasts longer on shelves. They put that preservatives and those chemicals and whatnot that feed the endorphins in your brain quicker. But if you eat natural chickpeas or blend them and make your own hummus, it's really easy to do. Then you know what you're putting into it.
Right.
And like you said, it takes a longer time to go to your brain and you don't get that addiction process.
It slows it down anyway, the cravings. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say with certain sugars, though, you have to watch out for with the fruit is because it turns to potassium, and potassium is what a lot of diabetics got to watch out for, too much potassium. So certain starches do the same thing. It turns to potassium, which turns into insulin real quick, and so it'll throw you off with your pancreas if it's not producing it. So that's another thing you got to watch out for. But yeah,
Because if you eat a banana when you're cramping up, if you don't have any doctor's orders not to eat bananas, if you're cramping up, you eat that shot of potassium usually from bananas will actually help you. Like they're so high in potassium.
Okay.
And it can be really good. It was really bad for my dad when he was passing away because his kidneys couldn't process it.
So I don't know if a lot of people know what the yucca plant is. If some people don't like the taste of bananas, some people don't. And if you don't like the taste of bananas, another higher form of potassium is the yucca plant root. So you get that root from the plant. And it's just, you can use it for a lot of things, not just for potassium, but you can also use it for soap and shampoos. There's a lot of foods that people don't realize that have many different benefits. Even like dandelion and stuff like that. People don't realize there's a lot of natural benefits from just taking a plant from the ground that people think are weeds. So yeah, that can be a whole nother show, but at the end of the day, like you don't have to stick with the tradition of generational cursing with you do with yourself that your family have passed on to you. And food as a love language really does do that. And I know a lot of closet eaters, and I remember my son, he's not with her no more, so I'm not going to mention her name, but I'm going to say one time he walked out and caught her eating peanut butter like this, and he looked at her and she looked at him like she was like one of those raccoons that you catch inside your trash can. Like she was like, and he was like, oh shit. She's like, don't look at me, and he was like, dear, what? Are you okay? Like,
yeah, she's got a sneaky indulger there.
Yeah. And to him, he was like, so you're just eating peanut butter. But to her, she was feeding her addiction of something. And so for her, she was embarrassed that she got caught. And he didn't think anything of it. So another way, like I'm saying, another way to see if somebody that you love has an addiction to food, watch how they react when you watch them eat. And then you'll know. Don't watch Henry eat ever, anybody, because you'll honestly think there's something wrong.
Oh my God. One of the angriest I've ever been, I was sitting in an Arby's eating my roast beef and cheddar, and an old friend walked up to me, and I haven't seen them in forever. And I was actually super mean to them. I was so irritated. I was so hungry. I was just trying to eat in peace. And after that whole thing, I'm still thinking about it to this day, how standoffish and adverse I was reacting to them. If I go out to dinner with people, I can sit there and eat. But yeah, no, I'm absolute nutcase.
And when things like that happen for us, we learn from them. It's it may have been a mistake, but you take your mistake. What did you learn? And move on with that. Try to answer that question. What did I learn? And obviously you learned something, Henry. You felt bad afterwards, and
I did coping mechanisms. Yeah, it was always like fear factor going to my friends' houses growing up with food, like spaghetti and stuff that people liked. And no one could figure out why. So it has gotten easier for me. Well, like everything else with addiction and everything, it's a mental thing I have to practice. Ice cream and alcohol and all that stuff is not going to shoot at me or come after me. It's up to me whether I abuse it, or sex or anything like that. It's just it's a mental thing. I don't have a problem with a specific item. It's an object. But yeah, it's crazy, right?
Do you think that one time someone said something to you about what you chose to eat or how you ate? Do you think that Moon Tortoise, that someone made a comment or a suggestion about what you ate and how you ate it?
I understand a lot about why I do the things I do mentally, but that is one that eludes me quite a bit. Is my issue with food. It's always just been kind of a physical thing where I don't like eating. I don't, and it's picky to a degree where I'll eat pizza with people and stuff. But then when I eat something like that in front of people, I turn into I get this weird glutton thing, and I'm standoffish and sheepish about sharing it. So I'm really, really critical on how much I'm eating and slice sizes. Yeah, it's weird. I'm really weird with food. It's always been awful. If I don't like the food, like I said, I'm drinking water to try and swallow it whole like an anaconda or something.
I wonder if it has to do with the people pleasing of effect and I don't know. I'm not going to analyze that because I've witnessed it. So
Dead ass. It's just a matter of choice. I got issues about what certain things I choose when to do and where. Maybe it's like the just deeper psychological spectrum issues or something, but it's really a matter of choice, I guess.
I'm grateful that you feel comfortable around me to eat. You don't feel bitter, embarrassed, or angry when you're eating. I don't pay attention to you. I don't look at you. I avoid you completely, as if you're not even in the room, just so you're comfortable eating.
Yeah. I mean, I can eat with you. A lot of things are escapism for me. I find the world to be very loud and fast and just overpowering to me. And when I eat, I make it a special kind of ritualistic thing where I'm not away. I do the same thing with video games or reading or music a lot of the time. It's escapism. I don't know. It's crazy. I'll call myself crazy. It's just the situation. I'm not calling myself crazy. It's just kind of a crazy situation.
I can receive that. So anybody at home, if you see an issue, if you have an issue with food and you think food is a love language to you, Mary, what is that again? Can you say it again? So we'll.
And the brightlineeating.com. So it's
Brightline.
Yep, BRIGHT line LINE eating EATING. It's all one line.com. But you put that in and it's going to come up with all kinds of things. She's got little things on YouTube, Instagram.
What was her name?
Susan Pierce Thompson.
Oh, that's a long one. Okay, Susan
Pierce, PIERCE. And then Thompson was at H, THOMPSON.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm putting that in the comments, by the way, just so y'all know.
Okay.
Kendall, that might be a palate thing, honestly. She asked, why do baby carrots taste like bleach? That might be a thing for you in your palate. Because eventually, our tongue has a lot of taste buds that are like carpet. That's why they say you should always brush your tongue constantly when you're brushing your teeth, because it's like a carpet. It's layers and layers and layers, and that It might be a medication thing. It could be a lot of things because I don't know. Mary, does baby carrots taste like bleach to you?
No, but what happens to me, kind of what makes me think of what Kendall said, is that I will have like a aftertaste in my mouth sometimes after what I eat. I don't know exactly where that comes from, but it's since I've started this program, I have this aftertaste sometimes. Where,
Okay.
it's not a good taste. I haven't quite figured out why I get that.
Okay.
I feel that I get it. I know kiwis are high in what citric acid, but I get a weird taste after certain fruits, and
Okay.
then that sounds weird. But now I guess there's certain foods that do kind of taste odd or floral or something. I can't really explain it chemically, or maybe it is. It is just a specific taste bud neural thing.
Well, that's what I'm thinking after hearing Kendall say that. Yeah.
Something to it.
So we don't know, Kendall.
Maybe you should wash your carrots first because they said because carrots are rinsed in heavy diluted chlorine solution to prevent bacteria growth and extended shelf life. So maybe if your carrot is tasting like that, you need to wash it better. And there's a way of washing your carrots with vinegar and baking soda. You should do it with all your fruit anyways before you eat it. But
Yeah.
dip it in some water, let it soak in water with some baking soda and white vinegar and scrub it. I have a scrub brush just for my vegetables and fruit, and that actually will help remove some of the stuff they put on it to make it last longer on shelves. But a lot of things is because they put chemicals on our stuff to last longer.
And deter pests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wrap this up with and I appreciate you coming on, Mary. We at this present time we do positive message quotes. So someone says something positive. So do you have anything positive to pass on to the viewers?
Yeah, I'm going to share with you my mantra.
Okay.
So I got this from Asha Frost, who is she's a sacred medicine oracle, and it's cards that she has. And every once in a while, I'll get these cards out and I'll spread them out and I'll touch them with my feet and my hands and pick one out, and it comes up with something. She's a Ojibwe Native American woman. And so this is the one I have recently that just, I mean, I needed to find a mantra that would help me get away from those bite, licks, and tastes, those cravings. And it was, I unravel the old ways from my system and I twirl into the beauty of a new way.
Say it again one more time.
I unravel the old ways from my system and I twirl into the beauty of a new way. And so I use this as a movement mantra, and I actually will be in the middle of the floor and move around while I say it.
Whatever that ding is in your background, that beautiful dinging noise, I love it. But it went on coincide with what you said at the right time. It was
okay. Want me to say it again?
No, no,
okay.
I heard it.
Oh, it coincided when okay.
With that ding, it coincided like you were meaning it. It was just like, it matched so nicely.
Kind of planted it after I said it, right?
Yeah, I liked it. It I don't know, it was special.
So that's my saying.
I like that. That's beautiful.
Oh, there goes
that. Yeah, I love that. Whatever that is.
My phone.
Oh, I like it. Kendall, what's your positive message?
I'm going with the old quote for today. So the saying goes, "That food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." So it's almost like you're saying the quotation, "You are what you eat, but eat what's good for you."
Okay, I like that. Moon tortoise, positive message.
Wow, usually I have a really good one, but I don't have a good one. But I will say, we're not defined by our addiction. We're defined what we do, no matter what. I don't know. It's just a good thing. I love hearing all the inspirational stuff, and sometimes I just gain more from podcasts and talking to people than I put in, and that's just absolutely fine because that's what we do. We listen. You're very inspirational, Mary. It's wonderful having you.
Oh, thanks. It's good to be here.
So my positive message would be you're not defined by what you call a flaw. You're not broken anyway. Once you're aware of it, though, that's one of the first steps of recovery and healing is acknowledging it. And then then it's no longer a habit, and then it becomes control. So you have to be aware of it first. And once you're aware that that is an issue for you, working on it is okay. You have good days and bad days, and neither of those will define who you are. Remember that. Because no one can tell you who you're supposed to be and if you're good at it or bad at it. Only that's up to you. So love yourself regardless. And you know, see the beauty in everything you do.
Sacred
Because,
words.
yeah, because you're beautiful from the inside out. So thank you for joining us on the People's Podcast. Remember, understanding your love language, including how foods play a role, can help you build healthier connections with yourself and others. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep sharing the truths. We'll be back with more real conversations where every voice is heard and every situation matters. Stay blessed and stay tuned.
Okay,
I'll
you
say-
too.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. With our hearts uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recovered. Yeah. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.